Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So, um, I was gonna do a stream yard, but I gotta head to work real early in the morning. So this is gonna be a quick video. This play-in tournament is trash. To me, it's a waste of time. It the thing is, the NBA, I know you're trying to get your money. I know you're trying to get your ratings put up there. Your ratings, the problem with your ratings are you don't promote other players. You don't promote other teams. Not only that, you only market around one guy. Now, the second thing, all this player movement. We've been screaming this, screaming this, screaming this, screaming this, screaming this forever. The play-in games are trash. Okay, tonight was garbage. The Celtics and Washington game was good for a while, but third quarter hit, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, the supporting cast, the whole Celtics team Tatum just took the game over. Tatum basically said, "I'm the best player on the court," and they won. Now I think on Thursday, Washington will play Indiana. They'll play them for the 8th seed. I mean, and then tomorrow you got the Lakers who are going to play like around, I think, 9 or 8 Eastern time against the Warriors. That's going to be a blowout. The Lakers going to win that. The earlier game, I believe, is the Spurs and Memphis. I believe I think Memphis. I think the Spurs will win that game, I believe. I think the Spurs are a little deeper, but we'll see. But regardless, the 7 and 8 seed is basically going to be, the 7th seed is going to be the Lakers. The 8th seed is going to be the Warriors. Just is what it is. Washington against Indiana. I see Washington beating Indiana and Washington to get that 8th seed. Westbrook against Joel Embiid and Bradley Beal Westbrook against Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. Your superstars run the league still, so they're going to pit them against them. There's no superstar on the Pacers team, and you haven't promoted Indiana, so that'll be a waste of a spot if you let them get in. So, the Charlotte game, Charlotte was done. They had no. Charlotte cannot play defense. I don't know what it is. Defensively, they struggled all year. I've told people that Charlotte is not going to go far like that. Everybody was saying that Charlotte could go far. It's like, no, they're not built like that. They're still young. I give them maybe 2 more, maybe 3 more years. Now we'll see, man, how the rest of these games go. But tonight I give it a D. The only reason I give it a D is because Jason Tatum balled out tonight. He balled out tonight. You have to give it to him. He did his thing. So he did his thing and did what he had to do. So let's see. I got a thing here. Now, hold on, give me a second. Trying to remember where it was at. Okay. All right. Molly Qerim burns Lebrownies blames. I think he is setting up the narrative. Even the harshest Lebrownie critics will give him credit for being the GOAT in one department, setting up media narratives. Bill Simmons often refers to him as referred to the LeBrownies media mafia when talking about award seasons this year, being one of the rare people willing to address the fact Bron gets the most favorable immediate treatments in the NBA. Nowhere else like on ESPN, or we like to call them espn. There have been numerous examples of games the Lakers lost and LeBron wasn't even the best LA player that night, yet espn coverage was full of LeBron highlights. From surface level bias like that, which can in part be understood given LeBron's popularity amongst fans, to more serious topics, the mainstream knows what's off limits. Can you think of a single person from an NBA media partner who examined and questioned LeBrownies on his China episode? Me neither. His posted then deleted tweet about the police officer in the latest Minnesota incident, again, nothing. But most of the time, LeBron's building a narrative to support his GOAT case. For instance, when the most popular adored player in basketball, constantly talked about as the only man to challenge Michael Jordan as the GOAT, said he wants his damn respect, or when he went on his former teammates' podcast and said this: the one thing that I know for sure that I've been a part of two teams that won the two hardest championships in the NBA league history. The 2016 Cavs coming down from 3-1 versus a 73-9 team, one of the best teams ever assembled, against a two-time MVP, and then what we went through in the bubble. And that was LeBron James on road tripping. You'll be shocked to hear that Richard Jefferson and Channing Frye didn't really question LeBron when he said this. I guess that's the benefit of only giving interviews to friends and business partners. Sounds quite comfortable. LeBron's narrative building has been informed this season, and an unlikely espn employee called him out on it. Maybe it's a little bit of a cynic in me, Stephen A. First. We had LeBron come out and he said, I'm not 100%. I don't know if I'll be 100% again. And now he's saying Steph's MVP. I think he is setting up the narrative like, hey, when we beat Steph and the Warriors and we take them out real quick, I beat the MVP. Stephen A. pushed back on this, saying LeBron clarified his 100% comments, explaining he was referring to all the miles LeBron's put on his body during his career. That may be the case, but I think Molly is on to something. LeBron takes every opportunity he gets to set the scene so his achievements seem as great as possible. So in case they win again, LeBron could go back to road tripping and say, I beat the first unanimous MVP, in my opinion, the 2021 MVP on a bad ankle, and then went all the way. I'm not just saying this. I said it before the playoffs. If they lose, well, he was playing the MVP on a bad ankle. What do you want? Everyone who followed LeBron's career, like Brian Windhorst, points out that James is meticulous about his media image and is aware of everything written and said about him. That's what the decision does to a man, I suppose. Far from it that LeBron is the only player in the NBA blowing up his own horn. Most people do it nowadays. Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer to pass when players let their game and others do the talking. And that's what I'm talking about. Big clap for Molly Qerim, even though I can't stand her ass. She told the truth, just like Bill Simmons and how we've all been telling you this. Lebrownies lives for narratives. He does not care about the game on the court. He wants a narrative. So if he builds in, as I said all this on the last video, Lebrownies jankles. Didn't I say all this that y'all just heard me read from this article? I said all of this. I've told y'all, he is a guy who builds a narrative to fit whatever the outcome is. If he lose, he was hurt. He got an ankle. Remember when he said, I activate playoff mode. Then he lost. What was the first thing his LeBrownie fans said? Oh, he was hurt. He got hurt. He was hurt most of when he had enough time to come back and win. This guy is a narrative guy. He's soft. Okay? He's not a great player. He is a great overglorified role player. That's all he is. He's a top 80 player. He might be worse than that. The guy here always makes excuses. He then came up with another excuse. He did. came up with another excuse. He basically told you, well, I got a bad ankle. Steph ought to be the MVP. Why would he say if Steph's the MVP? Exactly. Because he knows idiots like you, who are the fans, are going to jump on his narrative. And y'all are going to fall victim to it. And that's why the league is messed up like it is. And that's why the league sucks. And it's going to continue sucking. It's going to continue sucking. And that's the truth. You guys continue carrying this guy and believing in narratives. And it just makes it don't even make me upset because I just see what's coming. I understand it. I understand it. Now, Ticket just came out with breaking news. Anthony Davis may miss game versus Warriors. See what I mean? And y'all like this guy. Look, when this guy retire, I am celebrating. I'm throwing a big party. I am going to be so excited. This guy has ruined basketball. He has ruined the game, and he continues with his shenanigans. Shout out to Molly Qerim, even though I don't like her. I think she's a nag, and I think she wants attention, and she's not an attention person. Like, she doesn't do anything for you to be drawn to her. She got some big tatas, but other than that, she's really nothing much to look at. It's facts. So let me know in the comment section what you thought about the play-in. I said this before. If you got here late, the recap is Indiana beat Charlotte because they moved the ball a lot. Sabonis, they couldn't stop him from getting inside. They moved the ball, hit their threes. Defensively, Charlotte was terrible. They can't switch well. And they were getting beat to loose balls, and there was a lot of breakdowns where they allowed Justin Holiday to go off. Sudden went off on the other guy, number 21. I can't think of his name. Martin, I think. He went off. So the Pacers as a team just blew them out the water. Charlotte should have never been on the same court. The Boston and Washington game, Washington was beating them for 2 quarters. Then in the second half, Jason Tatum just took the game over and dropped 50. Just took the game over. Him and the supporting cast stepped up. Kemba Walker hit some big buckets in the fourth quarter. Marcus Smart made some good passes and defensive plays. His defense on Westbrook was very key. Westbrook left the game, I think, with 2 minutes left. He looked like he was limping a little bit. So that's all. And also what I talked about was the Molly Qerim coming out basically stating, and shout out to Buttzilla on Twitter. He sent me this information. Molly Qerim basically burnt LeBron, and she basically says he is setting up the narrative. And Stephen A tried to go back and forth with her, but she has a point. And I do not like Molly Qerim. Like I said, if not for those top ties on her chest, she would really be a forgettable person. She's not interesting. She's boring. So let me know in the comment section, how did you think about the play-in? I gave it a D. I gave it a D because of Tatum's performance. Tatum stole the show. And let me know what you think about what Molly Qerim said. Does LeBron set up narratives? I have been saying this for decades. He does. He's a narrative person. He likes to steer the public wrong. He loves to play the victim as well, get the glory when it's not all about him. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you like what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you for listening. We out. Daisy!